97.9, 105.5 Kiss FM. It's Big Poppa in the morning on the Lennon's Jewelers Hotline. Alyssa Milano. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Big Poppa. I'm well, thank you.
You sound like you just woke up, didn't you?
I woke up about 25 minutes ago now.
So I'm like the third interview in.
Yeah, but it's never a good feeling when you're up before your toddler.
Seriously, and the first time that you wake up before the kid, like the first time the baby sleeps through the night and the whole thing, like you legit you wake up in a panic, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. And Milo started sleeping through the night fairly early. He was about, I don't know, maybe 3.5 months.
Oh my God,
and
really?
So as long as everything, as long as he's healthy and he's not teething, he slept through the night very early. But it freaked me out. I stood over his crib. I almost did the mirror under his nose thing to make sure he was still breathing, but I could luckily see his chest going up and down, so I was like, okay, he's breathing. But yeah, totally freaked me out.
Sure.
I don't think I've really slept a whole night through since he's been born.
You just said you have not?
I have not.
Why not?
Because I get up and check on him, make sure he's not cold, and I put his blanket on him. And
this is okay. Well, all right, ready? This is your first kid, right? Milo's your first.
Yes.
Okay. Once if you have more, the second one you'll be like, whatever, you got this. It's so funny because
you got this, kid.
Yeah, seriously. When you, in fact, I just had this conversation with somebody earlier this week. That the first kid, you go through and you're like, oh my God, and you're like all ginger and you want to make sure everything's perfect. And by the time you have the second kid and you go through the pregnancy, it's like second nature. You're just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, we're good. You know what I'm saying? It's because you're just so used to it.
When you're pregnant the first time, it's so magical, and it's all about, the baby that you're growing, and then when you're pregnant for the second time, I would think that it's not really about that baby because you're still dealing with your first child.
Alyssa, honestly, I was going to say, if you ask most women about their pregnancy, the actual, 9 months of being pregnant, I think that, the word magical may not be one of the first 5 words out of their mouth.
I loved being pregnant.
Did you really?
I loved it because it was kind of a revelation of what the human body was capable of. It was so surreal to me to be going through all of those changes that you go through in that 9 months, and then the finished product is a human being.
It's a baby, yeah.
It's so crazy. But yeah, I loved it all.
Talking to Alyssa Milano on the Lennon's Jewelers Hotline. You can go to Alyssa.com. You can follow her on Twitter at Alyssa_Milano. And, of course, Mistresses on ABC. But tonight on Lifetime, you've added another hat to what's going on. Project Runway All Stars, right?
Yes, I'm the host and judge of Project Runway All Stars this season. And it's been such a fun job.
When do you have time for all this? Because you have the Project Runway All Stars tonight on Lifetime. You're doing Mistresses on ABC, which honestly, it's legit my guilty pleasure.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you.
Oh my God! No, sweetheart. Thank you. Seriously, that show is awesome. And then you have Milo and being a wife and a mom, and then you also have the clothing line too. I mean, you're literally just like all over the place all the time.
Yeah, but you know what? The timing has always worked out for me in that Mistresses is a summer series, so we only filmed 3 months. And we wrapped almost a year ago from our first season. So I've had a year basically off. And then I did Project Runway for 7 weeks in New York, and that was that. So the rest of the time I've been able to focus on other things. So even though it seems like I'm all over the place because Mistresses just wrapped airing and Project Runway has just started, it really, the timing has worked out perfectly. And I promise you I would never ever be one of those mothers that, isn't around more than she's not. I make every single decision very consciously about being a good mom.
Well, here's the thing. If you're using the word magical about the pregnancy, I don't think that you're neglecting Milo in any way, shape, or form.
No, I'm not. I love him so much.
Can I tell you, thank you so much for coming out with Touch, which is your clothing line because I'll tell you what, there's nothing hotter than a chick in like sports gear, and you absolutely like made it sexy, and it's fantastic. I love it.
I'm so glad you like it. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. It's really one of my proudest accomplishments as a businesswoman to have that clothing line and to see how it's grown over the last 7 years or whatever it's been out there. And, just to see women in it, wearing it and liking it just means everything to me. It really does.
And you've gone into all the different, because you're NFL, obviously you started with, because you're a baseball girl, like a son of a gun, but baseball, football, NASCAR too, something, right?
Yeah, we have NFL, NHL, NBA, college, baseball, obviously, NASCAR. So it's grown, and I'm very, very pleased.
And if you want to check that out, it's the website for Touch. What's the website to get all the Touch stuff? Is it Fandalia.com? Is that right?
You know what? We're on all of the .com. So like NFL.com, MLB.com.
Okay, perfect.
And then there's a link to the Touch website from my website. So if people just go to Alyssa.com, they can find the Touch website.
That's what's up. Project Runway All Stars tonight, 9 o'clock on Lifetime. We're talking to Alyssa Milano on the Lennon's Jewelers Hotline. Of course, Alyssa.com. You can go to all the different stuff that she's in. Mistresses, you can catch up on Mistresses on Hulu Plus, which is what I end up doing. I end up catching up on the back end. And I know you have limited time because, obviously Milo's going to wake up any minute. But before you go, this is the Quick Six. It's 6 questions, 60 seconds. Let's everyone get to know a little bit more about you, all right?
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, here we go. 2 shows on your DVR right now.
Homeland and Sons of Anarchy.
Favorite toy as a child?
Toy piano.
You're on a road trip. You stop at the convenience store. What are your go-to snacks?
Burritos.
What color?
Blue.
That a girl. That's what's up.
Snickers.
Did you say Snickers too?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Very cool. You're at the bar. What's your drink of choice?
Guinness.
Favorite body part of the opposite sex?
Hands.
And finally, what's your favorite toy as an adult?
My iPhone.
What's your go-to app?
Twitterator Pro.
Twitter who?
Twitterator Pro.
What the hell is that?
It's a Twitter app.
Because you have like a bajillion different Twitters?
I have 3 different Twitter accounts, yeah.
Yeah, because you have one, you have Alyssa_Milano, you have one for Touch, and then you have a third one, right?
I have, at Alyssa.com, which is more like career news. I don't like to do too much self-promotion on my personal account because it just makes me feel icky. So I have this Alyssa.com account that's really about like tune-in notices and, if I'm on talk shows, that's where we post links and stuff like that.
Very cool. Alyssa, I mean, obviously, like, I feel like I've grown up with you. I'm 35, so like the whole, Who's the Boss, Charmed, and everything else. Congratulations on everything. Congratulations on not turning into what most child actors have fallen into. And congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much, Gary.